right, so tell me something. What would be your reaction if you could literally feel the hand of the devil squeezing your life out of you? Would you just lay down and die, or would you be like blind Bartimaeus who would cry and say, "Thou son of David, Jesus, please save me"? Would you just succumb to external pressure when somebody said to you, "Oh, there's no need to cry, he's not going to hear you"? Or would you cry even the louder? Would you be like Peter, who, when the storms around him were becoming more threatening, and as he walked to meet Jesus on the water, would you cry like him, "Lord, save me"? Or would you feel, "Oh my God, I lost this chance and I just drown and die"? What would be your reaction if you could identify that we are not growing spiritually as we should, or not even as we used to? What would be your reaction? Would you say, "Well, life has gotten the better of me"? Or, "You know what? I need to pause and reflect and begin to make some adjustment"? How can we, assess our spiritual growth and enthusiasm and excitement? Do we still have it? There is a blessedness I knew when I first saw the Lord, when I was young and enthusiastic and excitement and filled with vigor and anxiousness and want to grow spiritually, desire the spiritual food that I may grow thereby. How do we assess that? What is our spiritual pulse today? Are we still, our heart still beating as it was, or we have slowed down considerably? I think it's time for us to do an assessment, personal evaluation, and see where we are and make a decision on where do we want to be actually. So I would say, in the past 6 months, a year, or 2 years, have I grown spiritually? Have I become more desirous of the spiritual food? Have I become more hungry for righteousness? Have I been reading more, praying more, meditating more, thinking more on the spiritual things? Have I been assessing where things are today and considering that these may be the last days? And if they are the last days, what is my responsibility? How do I make myself ready for what is coming in the near future? It's time to take a spiritual pause, check our own heartbeat, and see if we're growing spiritually or we're dying slowly. Now, we may not feel the devil's hands literally holding our spiritual throat and trying to suffocate us and trying to squeeze the spiritual life out of us. My assessment of how the devil works, I think he's more like carbon monoxide. He just, you don't sense it, you don't feel it, you don't taste it, you don't know it's happening unless you can have some measuring method to see where we are. Or we're just dying slowly, not even realizing that we're dying until somebody pronounces us dead. I pray to God that will not be you. And I hope by the grace of God it will not be me. But we can't just take it for granted and just go on as if nothing is happening. We need to pause, take a stock, and see where we are. If we're not excited, if we're not enthusiastic, if we're not getting involved, if we're not doing anything for spiritual growth and maturity, then I guarantee you, we're slowly, 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 slowly dying. And we may not even recognize until somebody shakes us up. Take a stock. Let's do something. And let's, by the grace of God and the Spirit of God and the Word of God, pull His hands off our necks so that we can breathe and grow and have life to help others. Blessings to you. This is Grace Without Borders. If you are inspired by this, then I would encourage you to share it with others. That's one of the things that we don't do either. It's a bad sign. Share it with others because it might just be an inspiration to somebody else. Will you do that? It's not going to cost you nothing but hit a button and share. Maybe somebody on the brink might just be saved from going over. God bless you. Let's do it together.